If I told you that in just 21 days, you could start to completely change your financial life, I'm not talking about winning the lottery or miraculous promises. I'm talking about something real, something that depends more on your discipline than your current money. The truth is simple. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the right time to start earning more. But the right time never comes. What few know is that in 3 weeks, with daily focus on small financial habits, you can already see the first results, and that changes everything. Imagine this. For the next 21 days, you set aside 30 minutes a day to work on something new. It could be researching a form of extra income, learning to sell something online, studying about investments, creating a simple service that solves a common problem. You can start small with what you have, even with an old cell phone and an internet connection. These 30 minutes a day seem little, but in 21 days they add up to more than 10 hours of building your future. Do you know what that means? That in less than a month you can have a simple digital product to sell, create an Instagram page offering a local service, start understanding how money works and how to make it work for you. Set up your first real budget and discover where the hole is that's sucking up your salary. Changing your financial life doesn't start with $1 million. It starts with a daily decision to act, with the courage to leave your comfort zone and start small, but with consistency. The transformation is within your reach, and it starts with a simple question. What can I do today to earn more money? For the next 21 days, answer this question every day and execute. Many people look at rich people and think they got lucky. But this is one of the biggest myths of financial life. The truth: financially successful people don't live on luck. They live on habits, and their secret lies right there. It's not how much they earn, it's what they do every day with what they earn. They have a pattern, they follow a routine, they make small choices that over time generate big results. For example, while most people receive their salary and already think about spending, these people already have a plan. They separate a part to invest, another to reinvest in themselves, and only then think about spending. This doesn't happen by chance. It's habit. They don't wait to be motivated to act. They act, even when tired, even when afraid, even starting with little, because they know motivation comes after action. What differentiates someone who prospers from someone who lives stagnant is not talent, it's discipline. These people study about money, learn from mistakes, and never stop seeking new sources of income. They often started broke, in debt, but decided to create different habits. And that's what turned the game around. And here's the good news. You don't need to be rich to start acting like a rich person. You just need to copy the right habits. Today, you can start with something simple. Set aside 10% of what you earn, even if it's little. Or study 20 minutes a day about extra income. Or look for a problem in your neighborhood and offer a paid solution. Small steps, simple habits, every day. The secret of successful people is this: they do what most people avoid. And they do it until success becomes inevitable. Have you ever heard someone say, "I don't have a knack for making money. I'm terrible with numbers," or "I'll never get out of debt"? These phrases seem like absolute truths, but in reality, they are mental programming that was installed throughout life. The good news: the brain can be reprogrammed. Science calls this neuroplasticity. This means your brain is like a dirt road. The more you go down a path, the more it becomes established. And if you change direction and start walking a new path, even if it's difficult at first, the brain adapts and strengthens this new route. Applying this to financial life. If you spend years thinking like a consumer, reacting to the impulse to spend, living on autopilot, that's what your brain learned. But from the moment you start acting like an investor, like an income creator, like someone who seeks solutions instead of complaining, your brain starts molding itself to this new identity. How does this work in practice? When you start studying about finances, even 10 minutes a day, you're creating new mental pathways. When you choose not to spend on superfluities and save that amount, your brain understands that you're prioritizing the future. When you seek opportunities instead of excuses, it starts recognizing and capturing these opportunities around you, because you trained it for that. In other words, if today you're financially stuck, it's not because you lack capacity. It's because you haven't yet trained your brain to see money differently. And the best part is that this doesn't take years. In 21 days, with simple daily actions, you can start changing your mental model and opening doors to a new financial reality. The question now is, are you going to continue feeding thoughts of scarcity, or are you going to teach your brain to prosper? You know that phrase, "That's just how I am." Forget that. The truth is that you are what you repeat every day, and that includes your relationship with money. If today you see yourself as someone always in debt, who never manages to save anything, or who lives counting coins at the end of the month, this isn't a curse. It's a direct reflection of your daily financial habits. And here's the good news: habits can be changed, and with them, your identity too. Think like this. Every day, without realizing it, you repeat patterns that form who you are. If you wake up and spend before planning, if you buy on impulse whenever you're stressed, if you avoid looking at your finances because you're afraid of what you'll find, these habits are teaching you to live in scarcity. Now, imagine the opposite. A person who every day sets aside 5 minutes to see their expenses, who decides before each purchase if that's a priority, who learns about money even when sleepy or tired. This person, over time, becomes someone financially conscious. Someone who has control, who decides, who grows. It doesn't matter who you were until yesterday. If you start today planting habits of those who prosper, in a short time, your identity starts to change. You start thinking differently, feeling proud of yourself, seeing yourself as someone who builds wealth, not as someone who survives from paycheck to paycheck. It's like sculpting a statue. With each small strike, each choice, each habit, you're sculpting a new version of yourself. And this version knows how to handle money, knows how to multiply, knows how to grow. If someone said you could get rich just by changing small daily attitudes, would you believe it? Most people wait for a grand turnaround, an unexpected promotion, an inheritance, a stroke of luck. But the truth, and real millionaires know this, is that wealth isn't born from a big leap. It's built brick by brick with small daily habits. And here's where the secret that almost no one sees lies. Small financial habits are like water drops. At first they seem harmless, but over time they're capable of sculpting even the hardest stone. Let's look at practical examples. Setting aside $5 per day seems little, right? But in 1 year, you'll have more than $1,800. And if you invest this intelligently, this amount grows by itself in the following years. Writing down all your expenses for 21 days. This simple habit reveals hidden patterns. You start seeing where your money is really going, and you can cut what's making you poor without even realizing it. Studying 15 minutes a day about personal finance, investments, or ways to earn extra income. In a month, that's more than 7 hours of knowledge. In a year, it's like having taken a complete course without leaving home and without spending anything, choosing to make your own coffee instead of buying it on the street every day. Over the year, this can mean hundreds of dollars saved that could be earning instead of evaporating. The problem is that since these actions are small, many people underestimate them. They think, this won't make a difference. But that's exactly where they're wrong, because what makes you rich isn't the amount itself, but the consistency, the commitment to the habit, the repetition, the focus. Think about compound interest, for example. It's called the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. You plant little, but if you have patience, the growth becomes exponential, and the same applies to your habits. Do you want to truly prosper? Don't wait for a miracle. Invest in your daily rituals. They're what shape your future. They're what build silently your financial freedom. Start today with what you have, at whatever pace is possible. But start, because a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. You know what differentiates those who get rich from those who always live in financial trouble? It's not intelligence, it's not salary, it's consistency. And here's a hard truth: you won't wake up motivated every day. But if you want to grow financially, you'll need to act anyway. Motivation is like the weather. One day it's sunny, the next it rains. Sometimes you'll wake up excited, determined to save, study, invest. But on other days, tiredness will hit, discouragement will appear. And it's exactly on those days that consistency comes into play. Look at the example of athletes. They don't train only when they feel like it. They train because they have a goal, and they know excellence doesn't come from occasional inspiration, but from daily discipline. The same applies to your finances. It's not how much you earn in a month. It's what you do with that money every month. It's not studying about investments just once. It's studying a little every day, even if it seems like you're not absorbing anything at first. It's not cutting expenses for a week. It's maintaining control without slips for long enough until it becomes part of who you are. Consistency is you putting $10 in your emergency fund, even when you feel like spending. It's you continuing to produce something to sell, even though you haven't sold anything yet. It's you maintaining your control spreadsheet, even when you're tired. This builds something powerful, financial resilience. And the more you act with consistency, the more your brain understands that this is important. The more you create an identity of someone who has control, focus, and long-term vision. Many people's mistake is giving up too quickly. They start a good habit, but because they don't see immediate results, they abandon it and go back to square one. But those who win, who prosper, are those who understand this. Wealth is the daughter of repetition, of habit, of constancy. You don't need to do much, you need to do a little every day. Everyone wakes up in the morning, but few wake up with a clear purpose. Most jump out of bed running, with minds full of problems, bills, deadlines, fear. They start the day reacting, not commanding. And this is one of the biggest mistakes you can make when it comes to financial growth. People who truly build wealth don't let the day control them. They control the day. And this starts even before coffee. It starts with intention. Right upon waking, ask 3 simple but powerful questions. Who do I want to be today? Do you want to be someone who spends impulsively, or someone who makes conscious decisions with money? Do you want to be reactive, or a creator of solutions? Start the day assuming your identity and act like it. How do I want to feel? Stressed about bills or light from being in control, anxious about not having money, or excited about building something? The emotional state you choose influences your financial decisions. What would make me feel proud at the end of the day? Maybe it's not spending on nonsense. Maybe it's studying 30 minutes about investments or offering a service that could earn you some money. Choose a small action that gets you closer to financial freedom and do it. These questions are more than words. They are mental directors. When you answer them, you activate what's most powerful in your brain: focus. And that's what separates those who act from those who merely survive. Think about a common day. If you don't define your intention early on, the world defines it for you. Social media dictates what you want to buy. Others dictate what you should do, and money goes away without you noticing. But when you wake up and consciously decide, today I'm going to act like someone who builds wealth, everything changes. Your perspective changes, your choices change, and over time, your financial reality also changes. Start tomorrow and repeat for 21 days. You'll be surprised by who you can become. It might seem strange to talk about gratitude when the subject is money, but this is one of the most powerful secrets that rich people know. When you train your eye to see what you already have, you prepare your mind to receive more. Gratitude changes focus. Instead of complaining about what's missing, you start valuing what already exists. And where there's appreciation, there's growth. Every day, write 3 things you're grateful for. It doesn't need to be anything grandiose. It could be a small sale you made, a client who complimented you, an idea you had. Even a hot cup of coffee in the morning can be a reason for gratitude. What's important is that it's something true, specific, real. This simple habit changes how your brain sees life. You start noticing more opportunities, more good things, more chances to grow. And this directly affects your financial life. Because those who live complaining repel progress. Those who give thanks attract solutions. Gratitude puts you in a vibration of abundance. And when you feel abundant, even having little, you act like someone who has. And those who act like they have achieve faster. Don't underestimate this exercise. It's small but powerful. Do it for 21 days. Take a notebook or even your phone and record. Every day, morning or night. And you'll see how your vision about money and life starts to change. When you breathe deeply and consciously, you give a signal to your body that you're in control. This calms the mind, reduces anxiety, and helps you think more clearly. And clarity is everything when it comes to money. Imagine you're about to make an important financial decision. It could be making a purchase, closing a service, investing in something. If you're nervous or in a hurry, your emotions might lead you to make mistakes. But if you stop for 60 seconds, close your eyes and breathe deeply 3 times, something changes. You return to the present. And the present is where the right decision happens. This habit can be done anywhere. In traffic, in the bathroom, before a difficult conversation, before opening your banking app. You don't need anything, just you with yourself. Do this several times a day, especially when you feel you're losing focus. It's a way to reset your mind and return to your purpose. You don't need more strength, more intelligence, or more money to start. You need more awareness. And breathing is the simplest path to that. Before any change happens on the outside, it needs to start on the inside. This applies to everything in life, but especially when we talk about money, because if you believe deep down that you'll never get out of trouble, that money isn't for you, or that people like you never get rich, then that's exactly what will happen. Your brain obeys what you repeat to it every day. If you see yourself as someone limited, who only serves to pay bills and work, your behavior will follow that script. But if you start changing your words, your thoughts, and your internal images, your life also starts to change. It's not magic, it's focus, it's repetition, it's truth. Every day, you need to plant thoughts of abundance, even if your reality doesn't show it yet. You might be full of debt, with rent overdue and not knowing what to do, but if you keep repeating that there's no way out, you stay trapped. Now, if you tell yourself, I'm learning to take care of my money, I'm becoming someone who prospers, I'm taking real steps to change, your brain starts looking for paths. Many people postpone change because they think they need more time, more money, or more motivation to start. But the truth is that the ideal moment will never come. There will always be a bill to pay, a problem to solve, tiredness hitting. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you'll spend your entire life stuck in the same place. Those who build wealth aren't those who have everything right. They're those who do something with the little they have. They're those who start even with fear. They're those who try even without knowing everything yet. They're those who learn along the way. Do you have a cell phone? That's already enough to start studying, selling something, offering a service, recording videos, learning about investments. Do you have 1 free hour a day? That's already enough time to change your reality in the coming months. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Many rich people today started with nothing, just with a decision. It's not about waiting, it's about acting, even if it's a small step. Even if no one believes, even if no one sees, the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is action. Start now, however you can, and improve along the way. Progress doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who move. Now that you know the habits, you can no longer say you don't know where to start. You can no longer blame time, salary, lack of luck, or a busy life. Because transformation doesn't depend on the world out there. It depends on you. It's 21 days, that's it. 3 weeks where instead of repeating the same cycle as always, you're going to experiment with doing differently, thinking differently, acting differently, with small, simple, but powerful habits. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be constant. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to take the first step. And above all, you need to believe that your financial life can change, because it can. The choice is before you right now. Go back to the same old routine or start your turnaround. Keep waiting or decide to act. Say that one day you'll change, or choose to change today. The question is, what future are you going to start building now? If this message made sense to you, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. This way, besides helping me continue bringing content like this, you guarantee you'll receive more videos that can transform your financial life. Now tell me, which of these habits are you going to start applying today? Write in the comments. I want to accompany you on this journey.